So, 10 years time, I've come up with 10 lessons that I want to share you with. Um, it's in the abbreviation or a word compassion, but let me just break it down to you for 10 lessons from the word compassion. The first letter starts with character. Everything that I have went through, the ups and downs, I have the opportunity to have my character be molded, especially in those brokenness and trial times or obstacles. My character is very important, that it would bring me up until my next generation and the people around me would learn from. And it is my choice if I wanted to choose to mold my character or just go the day by without, just looking at the superficial reward. For me, the most important thing is anong natutunan ko sa taong to, anong natutunan ko during hardships, and what are the things that would remain in my heart and mind that I would be molded and have a good character. So that's C, character. Second word is obsession. So letter O, why do I really encourage a good obsession? I'm really focused on the things that I feed my mind, whether it's through Facebook or anything, things I read, the author the books and the author I read from, and even my IG. The things that feeds our mind affects our emotions and later on our perspective and then our behavior. So I encourage you and of course me, all throughout the 10 years time, my obsession is very important. That is the feeding of my well-being and my actions. The third lesson or the third letter is maturity. In every year that I went through, my maturity can grow or I can stay immature. I have a choice if I wanted to be better or to be bitter from any circumstance. And I always, though it's very hard, I always, by God's grace, choose of wanting to be humble and to learn to mature. There is no walk in the park in life, and being a financial planner is a very dynamic job. Continuously, I have to grow, I have to be dynamic to understand, because we also depend on Philippine economy and the world market and everything. And also the needs of people is very dynamic. So I need to be more mature in everything that I go through so that I'd be able to relate not just to my clients but to people around me. The fourth lesson is my passion or your passion affects your direction in your life. Everything that we do, if it's not stemming out from our passion, it will just be substandard and you would not be wanting to do your best. Finding your passion is actually your true north of wanting to know where you're going. And I'd like to add another P, although compassion only has one P, but another extra, so 11 lessons na pala to, no? Another extra is patient. As you discover your passion, it is not a one-time deal. Your passion will evolve with you, will grow with you, and that requires a lot of patience. Being patient with understanding your maturity or your passion is very essential so that you don't sabotage yourself. Because a lot of people have already been doing that. So you need to be patient and be loving yourself even in the moments that you don't think you are at your best. That is where the most patient that you should be. Be patient with other people as well, because not everybody know what they want. So if you are a counselor or a profession like me, you need to understand their needs at the same time managing your own growth and maturity. The sixth lesson is letter A, ambition. Remember when we are still in the elementary days, our teacher will ask, or even in slam book, what is your ambition? You want to become something. I don't know about you, but I think as we grow older, sometimes there are people, or we forget our ambition. Sometimes we feel guilty if we become too ambitious. But if it's in line with your purpose, if it's in line with your passion, being ambitious is very important, because it will also bring you to your destination and even bring out the best of who you really are. So it's okay to be ambitious. Success is very fleeting. You may be successful for the next 2 years, 3 years, 10 years. But every success, hopefully, you'd be able to bring out the best in you. Your character, your maturity, and able to know how to be all the more resilient in every challenges that you go through. Because I believe in every success, there will always be challenges. So embrace when you are in success, but do not be focused on just being successful. Focus on the lessons that you're learning from being resilient and being on top of things. The next lesson, which is very, very important, is sincerity. You will never be heard by people if they don't feel your sincerity. Sincerity is being authentic, seeing yourself, being vulnerable at the same time, understanding the real need of people more than your own interest. Sincerity also is very quick and identifiable by people. Mabilis, it's really fast to know if a person is not sincere. So, sincerity is one of the essential things that we should have. Next is being intentional. Intentional in everything you do, whether you eat, whether you drink, whether you work, you be socializing with friends, building a relationship with other people. Being intentional is the ultimate thing that would have a foundation and relationship with other people. And I'd like to mention also that being intentional with self-discipline from your spiritual life, from your physical life, relational, mental, and emotion, and financial. I always believe for you to be successful, you need to have a balance in everything. So, be intentional in your discipline. The next lesson is obligation. When you understand your passion, when you understand that you need to be patient, that there is also maturity required in the journey of being successful, you would understand that you have an obligation to be excellent. In everything you do, if you put that obligation in your heart and mind that you wanted to do everything perfectly, excellently, yes, it's never going to be 100% perfect, but the output of whatever you do matters a lot if there is an obligation to excel. And the last lesson, which is nurture. Nurture yourself, nurture your relationship with other people, nurture your career, and nurture your profession. Everything that you do needs nourishment. So all these lessons that I've shared with you, 11 lessons kasi may bonus pa, but all these lessons I've shared with you, it's just a glimpse of those things that I've learned over 10 years. I hope you have enjoyed the short video of mine, or this short, I say it's short because it's a 10-year span of, commemorative and wanting to remember the things I've went through. I hope you've learned something, and this has also been an encouragement to you. Thank you very much for joining me, and I hope that we don't know what happens after 10 years, but my passion of wanting to make a difference and be significant in the lives of people still holds true. And I am still very much enjoying what I'm doing as a financial planner. I always tell people, which of course is very important when they continuously ask, when I'm asked to speak or to give a talk, they always would ask for my credentials. And you know, I always cringe because I honestly don't remember everything unless you list it down and, you know, but at the end of the day, who would remember all those achievements? And I'd like also not really to remember them, to keep myself on the ground, my 2 feet on the ground and my heart humbled. So I am simply Agnes, and this has been my story for just a glimpse of 10 years. Good morning or good day to everyone. Maraming salamat.